G'day everybody, I'm back, and I watched the toaster before Emma got back, and I was hoping it'd be dry by then because I gave it a good wash and rinse it. And she went to go turn it on this morning just after I got up, half asleep myself, so I couldn't quite think properly, and it wouldn't come on. And we've had dodgy plugs as well, a double adapter plug and stuff, where the plugs don't work. So I'm like, alright, if it's not coming on, it's something wet in there, something went wrong. But I'll check it to see if it's the plug because we mentioned about the dodgy plug. So I plugged it into the house power and turned it on and went bzzz. So obviously it got a little bit more power, I don't know, or it was the plug not working, but then when it worked, it went bzzz. But it's been about 24 hours, or just under, 24 hours, 18 hours. It hadn't dried quite enough, and it's electronic. It's not as old as a basic just push down one, right, that you can rinse out and not have to worry about electronics too much. But this one has electronic front, and I knew that it might help to play up, but I was half asleep and wasn't thinking about that electronic front, and it went buzz. Anyway, we got to the part where it's gone buzz. Now, what I mostly want to talk about is how things are made. So, if I was a government person or a person who thinks, what should Australian people be able to buy? Because I'm pretty sure there's a person who has a job out there that, well, if they don't, they should, who chooses what Australian people should buy, what our people should have, because we don't want to have dodgy products. So we want products to be cheap, and we want products that can be easily fixed and better. So doing research on products for your people, instead of just getting them and selling them and letting your people figure out shit and go through problems. You could do this such thing as in check out some products and then offer them to the people the best. And if they want to, they can buy this on the internet online. But the local stores, and what we'll try to do is get people to buy what we think is the best. The government will put out a list and people can go from there and hope the shops will do that. Things like that. I don't want to go too far into it because it's a bit of thinking, and people have fucking jobs for this, right? Who get paid good fucking money and don't need to have people behind the scenes going, you're getting good money, just shh. You need to think. I know you're happy with your money and you're going on holidays and shit, and you got plenty of money and plenty of savings. You get it, people? These people with these jobs. But they need to think a little bit more and help the people a little bit more, even though your life is okay, because there's other people that don't have very good lives, okay, caused by all sorts of shit. And they all add up. Like here's one now. Comes to when we like to fix things. It's a little bzz. I just need to look at it. Now, companies have these tricks where they like to sell their own tools and shit, which the government can stop by doing what I was just talking about, by talking about products and what's better and what's going on with it and how could you fix it. And does fixing this product come in the normal toolbox, okay, that we can do. And we can make it happen. The governments can make it happen when it comes to selling products here. And if they want to sell here, they would make these changes and not force us to make their changes. Okay? So when it comes to this, you need a special tool to undo things, right? Not just a screw and all that kind of thing. They do this to make money. You get it? Right? Different heads, different companies, different money. And the government's the only thing that can really put in a law to stop this from happening. But they don't, because behind the scenes they go, we'll take you out, we'll do this, we'll do that. And we hear about it. I'm not saying it is, but it's got a high probability, and if it isn't, why aren't they doing it? They're dumb enough, they're not thinking, they're not doing their job, whatever. And only get worse when you think about why something's not happening if it's not blackmail, right? And they know their job. Right? Which way do they want to go down as? But anyway, you can unscrew all these screws on the outside here. Really easy. And then the Chinese thought, I think this is where it's from. China, yeah. They thought, hang on, we'll put these last two screws, because they've got a cool Chinese tool that they buy and make things easy, and then if you can't fix it, you're just going to go, fuck it, and get the tool, and then I probably won't need it, but you probably will need a tool, but then it might only be 10 products, right? And they sort of drive you bonkers. They're pros at this. See, they're not dumb people. They're smart. And they think about how we're going to make money and how we're going to get them to buy more, because that's all it's about, people. It really is. And if it's not, I'd like them to ask me why such things is. So the government can do this. So when you get a product, we need to pull them apart and find out how hard is it to fix this and what do they need us to have and what will we need to get extra. to this other product that can be a different look or whatever, right? And we can make them be a bit similar if they want. Looks is not about everything. It's about how you can fix it, isn't it? But that one there has all screws and you can get into it and you can fix it. And this one doesn't. You've got to buy extra. It's fancy. You can go like that if you want to. But why have that problem? You get it? So anyway, I can unscrew all these, and they do this with a lot of products, you'll notice that. And then you'll find the last couple, sometimes a stupid thing, you need a tool or an extra special tool. Like this, being long and skinny to go all the way through there, which is very hard to find when it comes to these tools. And unscrew these two last little screws at the top here. Because you can't get in there, right? Unless you've got another little fancy tool that can bend and stuff. But there's no need to put the screw there, is there? To hold these two front bits down. In fact, if they need to hold these two fronts, they could have went there, you see? But they didn't, they went lower to line it up with this one. Now with a fancy machine, it goes, that's fine. But it's hard to fix things, or we need to get in there if something got in there, isn't it? And luckily I got little powerful fingers that I can manage, because I got one here, to push that in there and go because I can't get this tool to go through there, can I? And this other tool that comes from China, right? So we can undo these screws that we buy, but then they look weird, and I can't get this tool in there either, right? So where's the tool that they usually offered without having to go running around for a special tool? You get it, people? So why can't they make their stuff with machines, at least a bigger hole there? They can still use their machines, right? If it wants to go joot, joot, or joot, joot, like that, right? But have a bigger hole, like I had to do with your Ryobi blower, and make the holes bigger for a tool. Anyway, have a good one, and whoever's got a job out there to figure this thing out and see these problems, talk about these problems, I hope they see this video and sort this problem out. Have a goodie.